Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another swatch and sip. Today I am going to be swatching all of my Adept Cosmetics palettes that are still available. If you're interested in seeing all the swatches to all these beautiful palettes of one of my favorite indie brands, along with how I created this look, then let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hey guys, okay, so thank you so much for clicking on my video. Like I said in my intro, I wanted to swatch all of my Adept Cosmetics palettes. I was inspired because this morning I woke up and I was watching a Q&A video with Heather Austin and Sandra, the founder of Adept Cosmetics. Now, if you don't know, Heather Austin collaborated with Adept Cosmetics this year and put out the most beautiful palette ever, okay? Probably my number one choice. My number one top palette with Adept Cosmetics. It was just perfection. So anyway, as I was thinking about that, I happened to go on their website and just check to see what they still had available. And I saw that most of them were, so I wanted to swatch them for you. If you're shopping before end of year, if it's one of those things where you want to try this brand in 2023, I thought maybe the swatches will help you make a decision. Now, I do have videos to most of these palettes, so I will link all of those in the description box below. And yeah, I hope that it's helpful. And today I'm feeling a little under the weather. I had a cold. Yes, those still exist. It was not the flu. It was not COVID. And I'm going to be sipping on my coffee. If you want to see how I created this look, I will leave that in the timestamps down below. There's also a bar as you're watching YouTube that you can navigate through. And I'm going to show you at the end of the video how I created this look if you're interested. Okay, now don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know if you've tried Adept Cosmetics and what your favorite palette is. I would love to know. If you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about makeup, luxury makeup, indie makeup, sometimes drugstore makeup, but I just like to talk about makeup in general. We do get readies with me. We talk about new makeup releases. We are restarting our Makeup and Chill live series, so there's a lot of fun stuff going on over here. If during the video you like what you see or you peruse around my channel, make sure and subscribe so that you don't miss any future uploads, and go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. It's fun over there. I like to post daily looks for the most part and just talk about makeup. If you're not new here, you know how much I love Adept Cosmetics, and I always think that these swatch parties are fun. You guys seem to like them too, so let's go ahead and start swatching. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I am going to swatch them in order as to how I would rank them. So obviously my least favorite, which they're all favorites, but my least favorite will be swatched first, and then we'll count down to my favorite palette. Also, I always forget to do this, but I don't think I mentioned that I do have an Adept Cosmetics code. My code is Yadi. It will save you 10% site-wide. It's not an affiliate code, so I don't make any money off of it, but I always like to offer it to people because it does give you 10% off your purchase. For me, all that it really does is it lets Sandra, the owner of Adept Cosmetics, know that that you heard about this palette from my channel, etc. And so that will hopefully continue to keep me on their PR list into the next year. So that's all it really does for me. So if you have another code you'd prefer to use, go ahead and use that. If you don't, I would appreciate it if you use my code if you shop any of these palettes. All right, so we'll start here. If I need to zoom you in a little bit closer, I will. I wore the wrong sweater for this, but we're going to start swatching. So the first palette that I'm going to swatch is Plain Jane. Now, as you can see, this is the packaging of the original Plain Jane because that's the one I have. I don't have the remastered, but I believe that at least 6 of these shades, I hope I'm right, but I think at least 6 of these shades are in the Plain Jane remastered. So at least you get a good idea of what she was doing with it. There are some shades that are going to be off a little bit, but I still want you to see the quality because it's amazing. Okay, so here it is up close. It's pretty beaten up, as you can tell. That one has pretty large dip in it. So does that one up there. I mean, I use all of my Adept palettes so much. Even if I'm just using other matte shades, I use these as companion palettes sometimes. So I'm going to swatch starting here, and then I'll just take it across that way. AC11 is the first shade. It's this really pretty bronzy shade. Has a little bit of a pink flip to it. I had already swatched it, but there it is for you to see it. Look at that shade flip. So it's like a bronzy color, but it's got that pink flip. Do you see that? So pretty. The next one is AC12. AC12, so I'm assuming AC stands for Adept Cosmetics, so AC12. This is one of my favorite shades, especially if you're doing like a bronzy or a neutral look. I always like to go in with the second shade and just kind of tap, tap, tap on the lid to give it a little oomph, you know? The next one is AC13. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know if that's an I or a 1, but I'm calling it a 1. AC13. This is also a very beautiful, soft shade. It adds to any look because it makes the look instantly, obviously more shimmery, but then it gives it like that wet look, which I love. The next one's AC14. And it's this like purple, magenta shimmer. So cute. Love that. If you have like blue eyeshadow that you're using, this one looks really pretty, or even with neutral shades. Okay, the next one is AC15, and it's got pink, gold, a little bit of silver. This one's so pretty. And it's got like that neon yellow flip to it. You see it looks pink, but then it goes yellow, gold. It's so good. Love that one. The next three are three shades that I have used the most, that have the most dips in it. Kind of, there's two more. But this one is AC16. Isn't this gorgeous? This is like such a unicorn color. Oh my god. This is one, I think Unearthly Cosmetics does one that's pretty similar, but look at that flip, you guys. Ugh. It's so pretty. It's like a bubblegum, but pink flip. It's beautiful. The next one is AC17. AC17. This one's also one of those ethereal shades that look at that. So you see how it looks like that neon yellow or neon green lime color there? This is what it looks like in the pan. That's what it looks like there. So it looks very different, you know, it looks kind of pinkish, peachy. It's so pretty. The next one is AC18. I think it's an I, you guys. I think it's ACI 8, but it's AC18. We'll just keep going. Look at that. That one is so beautiful. I feel like there's a similar one to this one in the Ninhydrin palette, so I'll show you when we get there, but again, that wet look to the shadow. Okay, the last four shades, AC19, this green. It's got like a red flip to it. So good. And it's one of those things like when you swatch them, you're like, oh, because they have a transparent base, which makes them really beautiful topper shades to just take the look to the next level. If you had like a matte green look, you pop that on there. So pretty. This one's a really special one. This one's one of those that looks white in the pan. And again, just transforms the look. It's very ethereal, very angel-like, you know. Like if you've seen that cold girl makeup look, that would be a good one for it. This one is AC11. AC11. And it looks hot pink, but it's got that beautiful purple or lavender flip to it. Look at how that flips. Oh my god. So pretty. And then the last one is AC12. And it's like that hot pink in the pan. And that's what it looks like there. So pretty. I mean, I can honestly say, I think I have like a matte from Nomad Cosmetics that looks similar to that hot pink, but I don't have a shimmer that color. So there is Plain Jane. Again, some of these will be switched out for different shades in the Plain Jane Remastered, but just so that it gives you an idea of what these flips are like with Adept Cosmetics. So beautiful. All right, so that is Plain Jane, and that's what it looks like there. Beautiful. The next palette that we're going to swatch, and also the next palette in my ranking, so this ranks as number 4, is Amulet New in the dark version. And Sandra described this as a palette that she created so that she could wear it to work, because the other palettes tend to be a little more colorful, more shimmery. And so this was a little bit more subdued in the shimmer formula, but it also had a little bit more mattes. This one has 5 mattes. Which is different than most of her other palettes. Her other palettes have 2 mattes. The only difference is Heather Austin's palette, which has 4 mattes. So this was supposed to be an everyday palette. So let's let's go ahead and swatch. This is also the palette that I used primarily for the look I created today. I did use other palettes, but I'll show you that at the end. Okay, so the first shade is Osiris, and oh my gosh, this one's delicious. It's so good. It's one of those like Sydney Grace shimmer formulas that will just swatch forever, but look at how beautiful. Oh, that could be like a one and done shade. It's just gorgeous. The next one is a matte, and it's in the shade Horus. And again, very creamy matte, also one that would swatch forever, which is crazy because we don't normally see that in a matte formula, but look at how pretty that is. The next one is called Seth. It's a very deep royal blue. It doesn't come off as deep there, but it really is, and it's buildable. It's beautiful shade. Very, very nice matte. The next one is called Patah. Patah. It's P-T-A-H. And it's like this magenta, but like with like a mauve magenta, you know, not as bright as a magenta, but really, really pretty. Another matte. So we have 3 mattes there. The next one is called Ray, or Ray, R-E. One of my most favorite shades that Adept Cosmetics makes. There's a very close dupe in the Minka palette, so I'll show you when we get there, but look at how pretty that is. Ah! I love that color so much. Oh my gosh. I love it, love it. The next one is Hathor, or Hathor, and it's one of those that again looks white in the pan, but then transcend. Oh my god. Come on, you guys. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that shade is. It's like that angelic shade, unicorn shade. And then this is what it looks like in the pan. It's that white one there. So again, just the magic in her formulas. The next one is Anubis, or Anubis. It's like a deep purple shimmer that honestly from this angle as I'm swatching it, it looks pewter. But then you see it here and look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Why is this ranked number 4? I love this palette. I mean, truth is I love all of them, but I had to give it a spot. So anyway, here you go. The next one is called, it's a matte, and it's called, again, Hot. Or Thought. It's T-H-O-T-H. It's a matte. Really creamy, like a very light peanut buttery shade there at the end. Super nice. Okay, swatching the last 4, and I'm swatching them and I'm just like questioning my choices. Like, why don't I use this palette more? This is gorgeous. So this one is Bastet. It's like a bronzy, shimmery color. And from here that I'm swatching, it looks green, but that's what you see. There's that green shift, as you can tell, but it looks bronzy. Look at how pretty that is. The next one is a matte, and it's named or called Amon. It's like a very classic peanut buttery shade with like a little bit of nutmeg in there. Oh my god, it's so pretty. So pretty. The next one is called Nephthys. And it's one of those like thicker, crumbly shimmer shades that you have to kind of work into the skin, but that are so gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, so good. And then the last one is another matte, and it's Imhotep. I know I'm butchering the names, guys, but look at that. Yummy, yummy brown. That is so good. Damn. This is Amulet New in the dark version. And like, I'm keeping it out. I have to use this palette and just rediscover it. It is stunning. Stunning. Okay, Ambient New is going to stay right here next to me because I have to use this a little bit more. So expect more looks with that palette. Next palette in my ranking, so this ranks as number 3, is the Minka palette. This is the latest one that was released, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The only reason why it didn't rank number 2, because you'll see my number 2 choice, the only reason it didn't rank number 2 is because I can't use these particular shimmers every single day like I can others in other palettes, but it is stunning. You're about to see. So I will start in the same order as I have the others. Now, I will tell you that with the plain Jane, And with the next one in my ranking, I'm getting a little nervous, you guys, because I pulled it out to swatch and they're getting pretty low on some of the pans. So I'm thinking like, should I buy another one? Like, I'm obviously using it. So that shade is Minka, and it's like a chunkier shimmer, maybe even a glitter, but not really. It's just a chunkier shimmer, but oh my God, you guys. So that's Minka, okay? Get into it. Look at this. It is incredible. You dip your finger in it slightly once, and this is what you get. Isn't that crazy? This is a new formula for sure. Like, this girl is just amazing. The next one is Emma. Emma is the next shade. And there you go. Look at that. Now, on this one, I do have lid shades and a video with 3 looks. But it's just, oh my God, I can't get enough. I just can't get enough. This is going to be on my eyes for New Year's. The next one is Ava. Ava. So look at that. Oh, like, oh my God, I want you to see. Like, so the first one and the third one are like very shimmery and silvery, but you can see the undertones, right? Like on this one, it's more silver with a little bit of a purple base, whereas this one's, you know, more pewter, more of a darker base. It's just gorgeous. The next one is Layla. Layla. Oh, so amazing. That's Layla. It's another gold shade. And again, you can see the differences in like the base of them. You know, no two are alike. I'll tell you that. Look at how the light reflects on it. Stunning. The next one is Maya. Maya, another silvery shade, but again, the base of the shade is so different. This one has like a pinky base. And yeah, you can tell. Look at how gorgeous that is. It does look similar to the first one, but I know in person I can tell this one has a purple or lavender base, whereas this one has a pinkier base. Look at how yummy it's swatched. The next one is a matte. It only has 2 mattes, but this is the first matte. And this one is Toya. And it is a light lilac or lavender purple with a white base there, which makes total sense when you see the other purple, but so pretty. It is buildable as well, and it almost looks a little pastel, but it doesn't come off ashy on, you know, brown skin tones. Obviously, I'm the deeper of the skin tones that I've swatched this on, but I have seen deeper skin tones swatch this, and it does not look ashy. It looks beautiful. The next one is one of the prettiest shades, but also one that kind of gave me a little bit of trouble. It's Luna. And what it was is I just didn't understand the formula. It's a little bit of an oilier base, and you really have to like work it into the skin. So knowing that, once you get it on the eyes, look at that. It's so gorgeous. So it looks blue in the pan, blue on your finger, and then it kind of comes off this way. Look at how the light reflects on it. It's just absolutely stunning. The next 2 are some of my favorite in the palette. And this one is Nora. Nora. And again, I mean, all of them are just those that will swatch forever, but look at that. Is that not the most amazing gold? It reminds me of like old Rome or something. That's what that gold reminds me of. It's so pretty. Look at that. Ugh, so yummy. So I'm swatching in between, and what I wanted to say is with the other palettes, I almost never use a glitter glue. With this one, I would recommend that you do, just because it's a little bit of a thicker, chunkier formula, so you don't want fallout. And then this is one of the shimmer formulas that I don't know if you can see that, but I can't quite get the glitter or the shimmer off my fingers. So just FYI, use a glitter glue with this palette, but who cares, because it's worth it. The next shade is another favorite, and this is Cora. It's a beautiful gold with that lime flip to it. So pretty. And I guess for me, that's a big deal, because I normally don't gravitate towards golds. I just don't, but look at how pretty that is. Oh, it's so different. And it's way different than the first gold. That's what I like about it. The next one is the shade Linda, and this is the one that I told you guys that looks very similar to the shade Re or RE in Amulet New. I'll swatch it in a minute so you guys can see that, but that's such a pretty shimmer. I love that one. It's one of my favorite shades that she does. See that flip there? Yeah, so pretty. The next one is called Selena. Selena. And when I swatch it here, they both look green. The last two that I swatched, but obviously it's got that pink color to it. So this one in different, you know, in different lighting, or when the light hits it a different way, it turns green. So it's very similar to the Sextraterrestrial from Pat McGrath. Really beautiful. And then the last one is Maria. Look at that purple. Oh, love it, love it, love it. I always gravitate towards purples because I feel like purples, they're very flattering on brown eyes, but that's what it looks like there. It's so pretty. Now, I will tell you that the two mattes in this formula, what I really like about them is just like how buildable they are. So even if you're deeper complected or lighter complected, you don't have to worry because you can build it up either way. So that is Minka palette, and I guess that's why it ranked number 3. One, because the shimmers are just so incredible and different than what she has in her other palettes, but it also has the purples, so I love that. But that is the Minka palette. Love, love, love. Okay, so this one ranked at number 3, Minka palette. My faded black jeans are so full of glitter right now, shimmer. I love it. Ranking at number 2. And I'm telling you, Minka came close to knocking it off the number 2 spot because it was in the number 1 spot for a very long time, is the Ninhydrin palette. Ugh, I love this palette. I used to use this palette sometimes daily, you guys, because I just loved the grunginess of the matte. This one here, I just loved it so much. And the shimmers, like this shimmer and that shimmer, are just shimmers that I used a lot. So here's the Ninhydrin palette. In my opinion, the most wearable palette for people that like more of a subtle look, you know, that don't go crazy with their eye looks. This is a really beautiful palette. And so this is the one that I'm like, ugh, I'm getting scared because I feel like a lot of my shades have been used a lot and I don't want to run out. Like, what do I do if they discontinue it? But anyway, this one has 2 mattes as well, and it's ACM 31. Such a beautiful tone to this shade. There's a shade like this in a Pat McGrath Bridgerton palette. So beautiful. I love, love, love this shade. I mean, look at it. It's so pretty. Such a beautiful tone to it. The next one is ACD 18, and I really like this one. I'm actually wearing this today. I'll show you how I got the look at the end, but I'm wearing this as one of the shades that I layered. And it's like that Barbie color. It looks pink in the pan, and then you put it up close and look at that yellow shift to the pink. It's so, so pretty. And it's in like that not super sparkly shimmer, but just subtle shimmer that you can wear every day. And that's what I mean. Like, this palette's so wearable. Love this one. The next one's ACI 18. ACI 18. And another one that, you know, can be paired with like a neutral color. And it's so subtle. It's so pretty. This looks like Pat McGrath right here. All pink. The next one is ACI 22. Again, in that really beautiful, like subtle shimmer. Look at that. It's got like that peachy flip there. You see that? So it's bronzy, but it's got that peach flip. The next one is another matte. This is ACM 32. So I guess Adept Cosmetics matte 32. And this one's like such a froggy, like mossy, grungy tone. I love it so much. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Like, I would wear this palette almost daily, and I would always do like this color here with a shimmer. Literally, that would be it. And you guys loved it. You would always ask what I was wearing. It was always Adept Ninhydrin. The next one is ACI 19. Very, very pretty shimmer with like a little bit of like a gray flip. Really, really nice. The next one is one that I'm worried about running out of. It's the ACI 20. For whatever reason, maybe it was like the season I was in, but I would use this with everything. Looks very similar to one we saw in the Minka palette. Wait, was it Minka or Plain Jane? Can't remember. But it's so beautiful. It's like that magenta light blue shift. I think Plain Jane has a shade like this. Plain Jane. The next one is ICI 21. And this one's like, ooh, one and done. You may be able to top it with like a lighter shimmer, but look at that shimmer. That is a crazy, crazy shimmer. Look at the opacity in that blue. So, so pretty. I haven't used this one as much, but it's gorgeous. Okay, and the last two shades, ACI 24. This one's more like of a mermaid color. This one has a healthy dip in it too. And I love it. It's so good. And that's what it looks like there. Look at, it's like that blue brown, but red brown. I don't know. It's so pretty. I know I have another shade like this in Unearthly in one of the palettes, but yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And then the last one is ACI 25. And of course, I love this because it's green. Duh. And that's what I love about her green shimmers is like, you can do like an all matte, like grungy look or a green look. And then you pop one of these greens on top and it's just like, phew, it just like instantly like takes it there, you know? One palette or bundle that I love mixing with these green shimmers from Adept is the Sydney Grace Mountain Trail bundle. It's like all greens. I think it's like 9 shades. I always go back and I pop on an Adept green because, I don't know, it just has that flip, you know, like Sydney Grace has beautiful shimmers, don't get me wrong, but I like how these flip on top of those mattes. So yeah, this is number 2 Ninhydrin. Literally one of the palettes I've worn the most. I don't know. It just works for me. Okay, sipping on water out of my Stanley cup. We know I love that Stanley cup. I ran out of my coffee. And if you're an Adept fan, you will know what the number 1 palette is. You will automatically know. But if you're not, I want to show you because it's a badass palette. Literally one of the best of 2022. And it's the one that she did in collaboration with Heather Austin. I mean, I think I called this the best collab of 2022. That's what this palette looks like. Let me take, I know it's all beaten up. It's fine. But that's what that looks like. So, so good. I may need a backup of this one too. This one is a video chat. It's like a coppery orange shimmer. So good. And then from my side, it looks lime green. But that is it right there. Look at how beautiful that is. The next one is Passport. This one, I'm wearing this one today. They, Heather Austin had, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Heather Austin uploaded a video today with Sandra, the owner of Adept Cosmetics, and they were talking about how they decided on what shades should go in the palette. I think Heather said I needed a dark green in there, and then we just built around that. So some of those were like shades that Heather wanted in there. The others were shades that Sandra had already been working on. So it's like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like this partnership just worked, you guys. So the next one is So Excited. So Excited, which Heather always says that when she starts her videos. I'm so excited. So that's So Excited. I think that I nicked it with my nail. But there you go. That's So Excited. Look at how pretty that is. It's like a purple lavender gold shift. So nice. The next one is 0603. I don't know what that means. I know that she explained it in her video, but I don't remember what she said about the meaning behind that name. But this one is 0603, and it's a gorgeous. These two, I've worn these two together, just those two shades, and they look beautiful. Like, I won't necessarily like blend them out or fluff them out, but I will like strategically place the first shade, or this one, the 0603, just kind of place it down on the lid and, you know, just pat it in maybe go in with my finger, and then I'll take the lighter shade and just swipe it on the lid, and it looks beautiful. You don't even need a matte, okay? You don't even need it. But those are it so far. Gorgeous. Okay, now this palette has 4 mattes. This is the first matte. This is the one that Heather said, I absolutely have to have a dark green in the palette. That's just a signature color for her. And it's buttery, it's perfect. It is literally perfect. Look at that green, you guys. So nice. So that's called Magnolia. The next one is Mythology, and this was a color that Sandra was already working on, so when Heather picked her green, they were like, oh, perfect. Those two go perfectly together. So they came up with this one, Mythology. The next one is PA02. Again, not really sure what that name stands for, but it's beautiful, like eggplant color. I don't think I have another color like this in my collection. It's so nice. It's so, so nice. And it goes so well with the first shimmers that we swatched. It goes beautiful with this first shimmer. I've done that before. So nice. The next one is Atlas. This one's like a classic peanut butter color. So nice. So, so nice. So that's Atlas. So pretty. So then those are the 4 mattes in the palette. The next one is beautiful, and I think they said this was like one of the last ones that they chose. This is the shade Scrubs. They tested and tested and tested this one the most until they chose it. It was the last color that went in the palette. And oh my goodness, if you see that. So the shade is called Scrubs. If you don't know, Heather Austin is a respiratory specialist. Of course, she does YouTube as well, but that is gorgeous. Look at how pretty that is. The next one is a beautiful color, and it's called Hey Y'all. So if you watch Heather, you know she starts all of her videos with Hey Y'all. So pretty. Beautiful, like antique rose kind of color. Really, really beautiful. The next one is Austin. Her name's Heather Austin. That's her last name. And that's the color there. So gorgeous. This is also one of those that looks white in the pan, but really beautiful angelic shade. And the last one is called Smith. And it's this beautiful green, also one that will just swatch forever. It reminds me of one of the Aurora flares that you would see with Divina Cosmetics. Such a nice green. And that is my #1 top favorite Adept palette. This is the Heather Austin palette. And I don't know. I feel like I might need a backup. I might need a backup of a couple of these. Okay, the last palette that I want to swatch for you, although Heather Austin palette was #1, is the Face palette. I only own one. This is the one in the shade Stella, or Color Story Stella. But these are beautiful. There's 4 different color stories. They retail for $22 each, or you can buy all 4 for $65. So definitely a great deal if you like all 4. I got this one because the others sold out so quickly, so this is the one I was able to grab. But it is a face palette, so it has 1 highlighter, 2 glowy blushes. I believe that there's another one that I want with the bronzer in it, but these are beautiful. I do have a video on this one as well, so I'll swatch these real quick. I am wearing the as a blush today, or blush topper, I guess. I am wearing the middle shade here. The one in the middle, just a light glowy topper for my blush, but here's the highlighter here. And they just, you know, Adept does powder so well. So that is the right color for my skin tone. You know how you can tell if it's the right highlighter color? If you're looking in the camera this way, it'll pop, but if you look this way, it goes away. So this is the right one for me. I have it on today. And it's a very subtle highlight, which is crazy because you would expect a very popping highlight from an indie brand, but it's very subtle and it just goes onto the skin like very smoothly, like butter. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. That's where it's at right there. Very, very smoothing. It's really gorgeous. And then here's the middle shade that I'm wearing today. I'll swatch and then I'll kind of distribute it. But again, it's just a glowy blush topper. I guess it could be used as a highlight, but it's, for me, it's a glowy blush topper. It's kind of orangey, not bronzy, but orangey. And it's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So there you go. And then the last one, I use this like if I do like an evening look. It also has like those orange hues, but it's just a little bit deeper. And so that's what it looks like there. So pretty. And let me just blend it out for you. But yeah, I think I just haven't gotten around to it, but I definitely need the one that has the bronzer in it because I've heard people have really good feedback on it. But that's the face palette in Stella. And again, they retail for $22. And, you know, it's one of those things. All we've seen from her is eyeshadows, single eyeshadows, magnetic palettes. But now that she's starting to kind of branch out, it's just exciting. Like, what are you going to do next? This is really, really pretty. Okay, now that I swatched all the palettes, you know how they rank in my book. I want to show you how I got this look because I think it came out so gorgeous. And again, I tend to gravitate towards purples. I love green as well. Green and purple look really, really well. They look very flattering on brown eyes. At least that's what Almay Cosmetics had told us in the early 90s. But that's the eye look there. So I'll just walk you through it. So the palettes that I used, the first one that I went in with was Amulet New, again in the dark version. And the first one that I laid down was actually Osiris. This really, really pretty, you know, like pewter but mossy color here. And it's not a matte. It's a shimmer, but that's the first one that I laid down on the outer corner. So that's what I did. I'm going to show you in the B-roll what I'm doing, but that was the first color that I went in with. The second color that I went in with was the Pita. Pita. How do you say that? It's Pita. It's this fuchsia burgundy color here. And I actually went over the Osiris shade. That's what it looks like there. I went over that shade to kind of just create a little bit more of, I don't know, a different shade, a shade that not that I wanted, but I was just trying to create a different shade. So I topped the Osiris with the Pita. So that was the second shade that I used. Then to make sure that everything was blended out nicely, I went in with Hot, I don't know, T-H-O-T-H. And it's just that really pretty lighter shade just to blend everything out at the top to make sure that everything was like seamless and smooth, and it is, as you can tell. So that was the third shade that I went in with just to blend everything at the top. So beautiful. Then I went in with the Ninhydrin palette. So this one ranked, was it number 2? Yeah, this one ranked number 2 in my ranking. And I went in with ACD 18, this like Barbie color. And again, very, very subtle. It looks like nothing on the finger, but it's so beautiful. So I went in with that one, and I thought that would look really, really pretty. It would give that like yellow pink Barbie shift to the lid. And that did look really pretty. It looked a little subtle. And today I was kind of in the mood for a little bit more. So then I go over to my Heather Austin palette, my number 1 palette. And then I just lightly, very lightly tapped into the shade Passport here. This one here. Oh, and that kind of took my look to the next level. So that's the shade Passport there. And now that I'm looking at it on camera, kind of looks like I cut my crease a little bit to make these pop a little more. I did not, you guys. That's how powerful these shimmers are. So these are the shades that I'm wearing today. So it's Amulet New, and then it's Ninhydrin, and then it's a Heather Austin. I think that it would look similar if I had not used the Ninhydrin one, the Barbie doll one, but it would not have popped the same because it definitely added a little something to the look. But let me just zoom you in so you can see the final look. So that's the final look there. Honestly, you guys, like my favorite part is actually going to be this one, the really light peanut butter shade here. Look at how it just blends everything perfectly between the brow and the purple. It's just incredible. It's so pretty. Oh, these shadows make me happy. It's so pretty. So what do you think of this look that I created? Yes, I used 3 palettes. If you have them all, try to recreate. If not, I'm sure you can come up with other colors in your collection. Just go with the palette that you like the most. But anyway, I loved it. if you want to come back to this look and recreate it, you don't have to come back and watch the video. I mean, you can if you want to. That's always nice. But you don't have to, because I will upload a TikTok and an Instagram reel on how I created this look in a more condensed version so that you guys can just have a quick reference point for that. But yeah, I love, love, love this look. I thought it came out so good. So there you go, guys. What did you think of the palettes and of the order in which I rank them? I would love to kind of hear your thoughts. Like, how do you rank these palettes if you own them? Like, which one's in the last place and blah, blah, blah. Again, even though I had to rank them, I just want to again say that these are some of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. I love Adept so much. I have loved Sandra. She's been very supportive with me and like everything I've gone through the last year and all of that. And that's important to me. I talk about this all the time with indie brands. It's like, I want to know that I'm supporting a small business brand, but also that the face or the person behind the brand is really kind, caring, and really into beauty. And so I can tell you that Sandra is for sure. And yeah, I mean, look at these, if this is not evidence enough. So I would also, I'm going to link Heather Austin's video where she interviews Sandra, because I thought it was really cool. Like, I know her, I talk to her all the time via DMs or email or whatever. Honestly, I didn't even know really what she looked like. I had an idea, but just to see her talk about, you know, her brand and how she develops product and what are some of the things that are concerning to her as she's developing product, like, it was really cool to hear that. So I'll link Heather's video down below because I thought it was really well done. So anyway, that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions on any of the palettes, if you want me to do any comparisons to other popular palettes that you think may be dupes for this, which I doubt it, but if you do, or want to see comparisons, let me know. Leave those questions down below. If you made it to this point and you haven't subscribed, please do so. I think you'll have a lot of fun here and we would love to have you back. So anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!